I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's a mighty fine wagon you've got there, Freyn. And yes it is. Alright folks, my name is Freyn, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the new wagons added in the ARK Tall Tales pack. A really simple and very thematic addition to the game. In fact, probably so simple that there's not really much point even watching this video. And also something I think probably won't get too much use in the long run unless you really enjoy role-playing, or if you just like a mobile base that's a bit faster than a parasir. Now though, let's begin, shall we? So the first thing we need is something to pull our wagon. In this case we're going to use the Equus. It must be saddled, you can't use one without it. But all you got to do is go up, go to the inventory, and you'll see a cart slot. Not every creature has these, but there are quite a few. So we drag our cart on, and there we are. As you can see, it does conform to the terrain a little bit. This one is leaning. It does actually have some suspension, but they don't have the best physics. It's a level 22 unlock and fairly cheap, but now we can build. So let's recreate the wagon that I've already made. It was pretty marvelous after all. We'll just get a couple of walls down here. We're going to need a ceiling, number 2. Now there doesn't seem to be a snap point at the end of the wagon, so that's why we need the ceiling first. Now, go to the front, we're going to use quarter walls instead, and you'll see why. Put the door on, and then some nice quarter ceilings. And because of those quarter walls, we can put it halfway up and put on a bench. Obviously, I need a ladder to actually get up there. And it's not been skinned in the Frontier set, so it does look a little different. But there we are. One wagon. Nice and simple. Easy to use. Easy setup. And that's pretty much all there is to it, honestly. They're not a complex item. So get on your horse and off we go. See, camera does get it does clip into the wagon there, so you're gonna have to kind of ride looking down or perhaps underneath instead if you prefer. Now there is certainly a few quirks with the wagons. I'm not sure if they'll adjust this, but as you can see, if we pick up the horse, the wagon comes with it, and it, well, it's not, I don't think it's meant to do that. That's not really how physics normally works. But obviously, you know, to try and keep things simple and less stress on the servers, I guess they've toned the physics down on a few of these things. Now the wheels do rotate, so this is a nice step over something like the ATV we had, which I don't remember the wheels turning on. But they don't exactly have full physics on them. They do stay and sort of conform to the terrain. You know, they will bounce around, and the wheels do stay mostly on the ground. But as you can see here, it's essentially just an extension of the creature there. You know, it's dragging around behind us rather than following us properly. Bit of a shame. But yeah, I imagine again, it's just trying to keep things toned down, simple, to reduce the stress. Every little helps when you're trying to run a lot of players on a server. If, you know, obviously if you've got sort of 70, 100 people running around with wagons, it is going to add up. And lastly, this is every single creature I could find that can tow a cart. Obviously not all of these are native to Scorched, but transfers are a thing. And obviously not all of them are going to be incredibly useful either. Some simply don't have the weight capacity for it, others are going to be a bit slow. Although, note, anything that gets put into a storage box on the wagon does seem to have its weight reduced by about 35%, so worth bearing that in mind. The Dodec can still go into its rollerball form while towing, so that's an interesting little touch. And also the Aranio actually has a cart slot in its inventory, but you can't seem to actually put one in it. Not sure whether the bug is that it has a slot or that you can't fill it, but either way, interesting to note. And yeah, a few of these were were actually kind of quite surprising. But, well, there we are. That is pretty much everything on the wagons, on the carts. Again, if I've missed anything, please do let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!